Don't covet. That's one side of the coin, negative. The other side of the coin, be content, positive. Don't want what you don't have, but do accept what God has given. That's what he's saying. Now, let me say two things quickly. What is covet? What is contentment, and what it isn't? Contentment and what it is not. When you hear the word contentment, we're not talking about fatalism. You know, just que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. Nor is it passivity. It's not a call to complacency. And it's not a disdain for material things. In fact, C.S. Lewis said Christianity is the most materialistic religion in the world. We're coming back in a material body to a material world in the millennial kingdom and the eternal state. We're not against material things or the enjoyment of material things. We're just against it becoming idolatrous. We're against it taking a value that God doesn't assign to it. So don't be thinking that contentment is, you know what, I don't like material things and I have no interest in money whatsoever. It's not a prohibition against progressing. You know, well, I've got a job and I'm told to be content, so I should never take another job. Or I should never try to get promoted within the company. That's not what the text is saying. It's not against advancement. In fact, in the same passage that Paul talks about don't love money, he says God has given us all things to enjoy. It's all about balance. So contentment is not fatalism, complacency, a hatred of material things, and an argument against advancement. What is it? I think it's embracing present providence. I think it's valuing food and clothing above everything else, because having food and clothing, the bare necessities of life, basically. If you've got a roof over your head, if you've got clothes in the wardrobe, and you've got food in the cupboards, be content. It doesn't mean you can't have more, but wait in God's providence. Don't lose your happiness or your holiness in the pursuit of what you don't have while you're waiting for it. It's a cheerful submitting to God's gifts in your life as His providence is deemed. It's ultimately a recognition that at the end of the day, my sufficiency is in God. That's what contentment is.